Today's a special day to celebrate and honor the life of Muhammad Ali. We all know him as a professional boxer, but he also spent his life upholding what he said were 6 core principles. Wave News reporter Marissa Burke tells us how you can carry Ali's practices and be a part of his legacy.
You could say that Muhammad Ali's compassion was even more powerful than his punch. It's been a decade since he passed away, but the principles he embodied are still running through our community. June 3rd, on the anniversary of Muhammad Ali's death, people can honor his life and legacy by giving back to their respective communities and lifting others up. The inaugural Day of Compassion is a global day of service and community action anchored in one of Ali's most enduring beliefs. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. The Muhammad Ali Center held a special ceremony with his wife, Lonnie Ali, Mayor Craig Greenberg, and members of the Ali Center and more, reminding people small acts make a big difference and to meet compassion in the moment.
I've come to believe that Muhammad Ali's greatest victory was not won in the ring. Not against the big bad bear, Sonny Liston, not against Joe Frazier, not against George Foreman. His greatest victory was modeling a life that we can all emulate, a life of compassion. Because unlike becoming heavyweight champion of the world, compassion is something that every one of us can practice every day.
On Wednesday, nonprofits, schools, faith communities, corporate partners, and community leaders have scheduled more than 40 service projects across the city. You can find a list of those projects on the Ali Center's website. If you start capturing those moments and sharing them on social media, use the hashtag #DayOfCompassion. Above all else, Lonnie Ali says, if you can't do something big, just do something small, bridging the gap that may separate us, because it's the act of compassion that counts. Marissa Burke, Wave News.
So right now we are in the midst of the 10th annual Ali Fest. On Saturday, you can check out the Muhammad Ali Center for free from noon to 5 as part of the Ali Fest Carnival. There will be games, music, face painting, and more.